tears, triumph, and a $100,000 promise, the deeper story behind Alex Eala's top 40 breakthrough that's captivating the world. The world of tennis has always thrived on drama. We've seen champions crumble under pressure, underdogs rise against impossible odds, and legends cement their legacy with one final swing of the racket. But every once in a while, a moment arrives that feels bigger than sport itself, a moment that pierces through statistics, rankings, and prize money and reminds us why we care so deeply in the first place. Alexandra Eala's emotional ascent into the WTA Top 40 was one of those moments. When the rankings updated and her name appeared at world number 40, it signaled more than progress. It marked a transformation. In professional tennis, breaking into the top 40 is not a casual achievement. It is a threshold. It means guaranteed entry into major tournaments. It means avoiding the brutal grind of qualifying rounds. It means financial security begins to replace uncertainty. It means that the locker room, once filled with idols and distant stars, now feels like a room of peers. For a 20-year-old from the Philippines, a nation not traditionally associated with tennis dominance, this wasn't just history. It was disruption. But what happened next is what truly shook the global audience. Fresh off a draining, high-stakes battle that tested every ounce of her endurance, Eala stood courtside, visibly emotional. Her voice trembled. Her eyes welled with tears. Instead of speaking about strategy, form, or ranking points, she spoke about her mother. She spoke about sacrifice. She spoke about gratitude. And then she made a promise that instantly transformed her breakthrough from impressive to unforgettable. The six-figure performance bonus attached to her ranking leap, reportedly exceeding $100,000, was not hers to keep. It belonged to her mother. She explained that she does not compete solely for trophies or fame. She plays because her mother gave up stability, comfort, and certainty so she could chase this dream. She spoke of early mornings before sunrise, of cross-continental flights to junior tournaments when belief from outsiders was scarce, of financial risks taken quietly behind closed doors. She acknowledged the sleepless nights and relentless effort that built the foundation for her success. And in that moment, the stadium fell into reverent silence. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't polished. It was raw. In a sporting culture often criticized for being overly commercial and detached, Eala's tribute felt like a return to something pure. Social media platforms flooded with clips of her speech. Millions watched. Comments poured in, not just from tennis fans, but from parents, children, and dreamers around the world who saw their own stories reflected in hers. To understand the magnitude of her gesture, one must understand the cost of professional tennis. Outside the glittering spotlight of the top 10, the sport is financially ruthless. Travel expenses, coaching fees, physiotherapy, equipment, training facilities, costs stack up relentlessly. For most players, especially those from developing tennis nations, family funding bridges the gap long before sponsors step in. In Eala's case, that bridge was built by her mother, Riza Eala. Riza was not simply a supportive parent. She was a decorated former athlete and a high-ranking corporate executive. She understood discipline and pressure from her own competitive past. Yet she made the extraordinary decision to step away from a powerful career to fully support her daughter's unpredictable, demanding journey on tour. That decision required courage few people truly comprehend. It meant trading financial certainty for belief in potential. It meant trusting in something unseen. The breakthrough match that propelled Alex into the top 40 only amplified the emotional resonance. Facing Alexandra Sasnovich in Abu Dhabi, Eala found herself in a nightmare scenario, down 0-4 in the final set, staring at multiple match points. Commentators began preparing the audience for defeat. The crowd grew restless. It seemed over. But something shifted. She began striking the ball with fearless precision, redirecting pace, finding impossible angles. Game by game, she clawed back. The scoreboard tightened. Momentum swung. By the time the match reached a tiebreak, the energy inside the stadium felt electric. She saved match points with audacious winners and refused to surrender. When victory finally came, she collapsed to her knees, not in celebration, but in disbelief. That win alone would have been headline-worthy. But paired with her emotional promise to her mother, it became iconic. And this moment did not arise in isolation. Earlier in the season, Eala stunned the tennis establishment with a Miami Open run that saw her defeat established stars like Madison Keys and even topple world number 2 Iga Swiatek. Those victories shattered assumptions about Southeast Asian tennis and forced analysts to reconsider the sport's geographic boundaries. She followed it with a WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, proving her surge was not a fleeting spark but sustained fire. Now, as a top 40 player, her path changes dramatically. Direct entries into Grand Slams mean she can conserve physical and mental energy. Seeding protection offers a more strategic draw. Sponsorship interest intensifies. Opportunities multiply. But with opportunity comes expectation. Can she sustain this rise? Can she break into the top 30? The top 20? Can she handle the weight of national pride and global attention? Pressure in tennis is unforgiving. Careers pivot on thin margins. Yet if her comeback in Abu Dhabi demonstrated anything, it is that pressure does not fracture her, it sharpens her. She competes with a sense of purpose rooted deeper than rankings. She plays not just for herself, but for every sacrifice that paved her way. Her story resonates powerfully within Filipino culture, where gratitude toward parents, utang na loob, is deeply embedded. By publicly dedicating her earnings to her mother, she honored that tradition on a global stage. She became more than a tennis player. She became a symbol of filial devotion and relentless ambition. And now, as she prepares for new challenges in Doha and beyond, the world watches closely. If you've been following this journey, you already know this isn't just about forehands and backhands. It's about legacy. It's about 2 generations of women who refused to accept limits. It's about sacrifice turning into triumph. So make sure you subscribe to Court Vision Media so you don't miss a single chapter of this unfolding story. Turn on notifications to stay updated on every match, every ranking shift, every emotional moment. Smash that like button if Alex Eala's tribute to her mother moved you. Let's push this story beyond tennis circles and into the global spotlight it deserves. Drop your predictions in the comments. Can she reach the top 20 this year? How far will she go at the next Grand Slam? We want to hear from you. Hit subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Join this growing community that celebrates not just athletic excellence, but human authenticity. Because Alexandra Eala's rise is far from finished. This feels less like the peak and more like the opening chapter of something extraordinary. She has already proven she belongs. The only question now is how high she will climb, and whether anyone can stop a player fueled not just by ambition, but by love, gratitude, and an unbreakable promise.
We love you, Alex!